Hey guys, Bear here with If That's the Case, and we are going to do an extremely quick review or look over of the DIYPC Ranger-R5-B. Yeah, to the case. Alright, so on the very front of the case here, like most cases on this channel, basic I/O, headphone, microphone, two USB 2.0s, power, and a 3.0. One thing I don't like about this particular case is all this extra room around the USB ports. That to me just doesn't look clean. Again, same around the headphone and microphone ports. So, continuing downward, you have two 5¼ inch expansion bays for your optical drives or things like this, which I'll cover here in a moment. Continuing down, it does come with a single 120mm fan built in. So one of the things you'll notice is that this is a blue case, and the fan that's actually inside of it is a blue LED fan as well. So that's pretty nifty. So on the side here you have like a 3/4 side window, which is kind of weird, and then another 120mm fan, again built-in blue LED lights. And on the very back of the case there is room for another 120mm fan here. This one did not come with the case. This one I supplied myself. It has one removable PCIe bracket that you can take out and put back in. Otherwise, the rest of these are pop-out tabs. On the very underside of the case, you have a nice dust filter for your PSU. That's really nice. You know, what's interesting is that for as much of a unfinished product I would say it is, with all of the space on the front around the USB ports, this is actually a nice touch. Alright, let's do some quick deflowering. So the nice thing about the fans that actually came with is the fact that they not only have their motherboard 3-pin connector, but they also have an IDE power connector for the fans in case you need to connect it that way. So this case actually does have some pretty nice features, such as a toolless optical drive installation. Slide it in, give it a 90-degree twist, and it's locked in. So how about these drive supports? Well, it actually will support up to 4 3.5 inch drives on the bottom here, and then a single 2.5 inch drive on the top. So that's pretty nice. It's 5 drives in total, not bad. Now, as you can tell, I didn't really do any real cable management. In fact, most of the cables in here are just tossed in. But there does feel as though there is a decent amount of cable management space behind the board, but not an ample amount. There isn't really a whole lot that you can do the entire build of cable management behind the system. It does feel as though that you're probably going to need to use some of the front real estate out here for some cable management space. My guess is you're probably going to throw your spare cables on the other side of this hard drive cage area, and that's not too bad, but I would have liked to seen something a little nicer. Okay, so there's some weird things going on with this case in particular. One being, if you go to the website for DIYPC and look at the information on this particular case, the information's wrong. First of all, it says for coloring that this is black and green. A second thing that it says is that there's optional 120mm cooling for the top. There's nothing up here. It is a pure, you know, slab of nothing. Another thing I've noticed is I think the internal installation of the metals, you know, the hard drive cage, the optical drive bays and whatnot, I think that is just a pre-made thing that they're throwing into multiple chassis, because this has not 2 but 3 optical drive placeholders here, but it only supports 2 5¼ inch optical drives on the front, and it also has a place for an external 3.5 inch bay, but there is no 3.5 inch bay. So this is one of those reasons why I enjoy doing case reviews on some of the cheaper PC cases out there, because the information that they put out is not always correct. And this is something that I am enjoying debunking. And then one of the other things I just now noticed is that this right here looks like that's a spot for a 2.5 inch drive. I bet you that can hold a 2.5-inch drive. You know what, let me find out real quick. Alright, here's a 2.5-inch drive. Yep, all of the holes line up perfectly. So you can actually have up to two 2.5-inch drives in here. So you might have noticed that some of the components in here are kind of old. Yes, they are old. Actually, this is an older system from work in which I decided, you know what, I wasn't going to have that case sitting there. So I kind of wanted to do a new case for the system that was in it. Give it a new kind of set of wheels, so to say. So one of the things though that I'm going to use probably a lot at work is I have a hard drive dock bay. Well, instead of continuing to use that, I decided that I wanted one that I can just slap into the system itself. So this can actually support up to a single 3.5-inch drive and then a single 2.5-inch drive. I thought that'd be nifty for me to have, that way I can just throw it in, do a backup of a hard drive, or look for a file that I'm looking for, and then I can just eject it right there on the fly. Okay, so before I end this video, let's just go ahead and look at the case in the dark. Maybe. No? No. Let me just plug it in. So now with the side panel back on, the nice thing is that these are nice thumb screws on both the front and the back panels, so that's pretty nice. So there's a lot of nice features with this particular case, but there's also some features that I feel like were really overlooked, such as the front USB. So I got the system on and running, and you can really see the blue shines nice. Even with my two lights directly on the case, both front and side here, you can tell it really does shine through. It really is being picked up on the camera. So all in all, I just have mixed feelings on this case. I don't think that I would particularly recommend this case to anyone with some of the other cases that I have reviewed and the price point in which it's at. And I just think there's other cases out there that definitely stomp out this DIYPC Ranger. But again, this is just my review. Go out there, look at other people's reviews, make a decision, an informed decision on yourself as to whether or not this is a case that you want to continue to look at, or if you want to look at some other cases. So I was Bear with If That's the Case, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and you can leave a comment down below if you like. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on this case, if you own it or not. And then you can also feel free to subscribe to see more case review videos like this one. Now I'll catch you next time.